What is up, YouTube? This is your girl Killer Rose. I'm back to the gym. My god, it's been a while. I know it's been like what, 3 or 4 days since I made this kind of content. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, usually if I miss a day, I usually get on, on Xbox and make up for it, right? But apparently I was so drained. I was so drained and tired. No, I did not have COVID, thank God. It was just a simple cold. It wasn't the flu. So I mean, it was upcoming a little bit, but not too bad. However, my phone, or at least like my hand, I can't hold it with my left hand because of this right here. Yes, I got injured at work. It was so crazy how it happened. No, I didn't smash it. I'm not sure how I did it. I kind of, it's just a scratch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. No, I did indeed like cut it a bit, and then it started to bleed. And so it's not like I'm in trouble or anything. They just wanted to document, or at least if you're in a workforce, obviously, if you're injured on the job, they want to document this and say, and I know there's gonna be a meeting about it. Be like, hey guys, you gotta be careful where you put your hands around, and if you need some supplies, definitely go to your lead or supervisor and try to get those gloves on. So yeah, and it was because of, yeah, it was my dumbass that I don't know how it happened. All I just know is that when I was getting something and grabbing an item off of a rack, okay, I was doing something different, which it was very good. I really like it. But for doing something new for the first time, there was no goal or expectations like a quota that you had to meet. This was just like cart running, like almost like if you're basically rotating stuff, like racks basically for people, to basically display items so that the picker can pick, and the whoever is inputting that item can just get the work on that location, right? It's every warehouse that you go to. There's always gonna be pickers, and and behind that picker, there's always somebody that's inputting a system, and within the system. So no, that's not my video for today. I'm not gonna go and explain the whole lot. I just got injured when I got the item. I guess what I did is that I got two, like one, like I think I just happened to grab both of made a grip on the cages. Like I put my fingers into like these holes, and then I guess like when I tried to to take my hand out of it, I think I snagged it a little bit and I cut it, and I'm not sure where or how I did it. I just I was working so fast because like if I'm gonna be working at a pace where I don't have a quota at the end of the day, I might as well do a hell of a job and try to get things done. And that's just me. I mean, I can't, I feel like if I don't put in enough work, I feel like I'm not working hard. So I had to combat my I don't want to call it anxiety, okay? That's, sorry about that. I have to itch my ear. But yes, my mom do in fact happen to tell me not to scratch my ears in public. So it's a bad habit, okay? I'm sorry. So with that being said, it's just that I didn't realize how injured I was until I actually got to look at my pinky. My pinky was like bleeding, and it was covering most of my pinky, and it was crazy. And I had the item in my right hand, and I was like, oh shoot, that's crazy. And I'm like scattering everywhere trying to find like a lead, or a supervisor where I can say, hey, I actually cut myself on accident. I need to get a band-aid. I need to wipe it off, because those things you gotta report, guys. I mean, even if it's a scratch, you can just put water on it and call it a day. But normally these people want you to really report something, so that way they're not liable for that injury, I guess. My dad's like, well, like, don't, like, could you imagine if they're gonna ask you to drug test you, or see if you're under the influence? And I'm like, what? No way. I mean, for a scratch? I don't know. I mean, that's crazy. I was like, oh, I'll sure let you be the first one to know, because I think that'd be too intense and crazy for that to happen. But yeah, everything was crazy. I was learning new things while I was there, and this day dragged for a long time, but I felt like I got a hang of it, that I was actually having fun, and just doing my thing, trying to see what I could do, and it was crazy towards the end. I was so glad that it was over, and I just couldn't. I don't know. It was so overwhelming, but yeah, I made it. For the first time ever, labor sharing. It was pretty cool. If you see my post, that's what it is. And it was a joke. It was a joke because it was during the middle of lunchtime, I think, and I decided a perfect way to combat this day is to take a picture, and I did, and I felt happy afterwards. No, that's my day, right? Okay, I'm not gonna get into it. I really want to get into the State of the Union. It's getting a little hot, guys, so I'm gonna speed this up. Okay, it's AZ, for crying out loud. But the State of the Union, I haven't watched it, and it was my fault. I didn't know what time it was. Sorry, I'm holding it with one hand, which is my bad hand, but I didn't watch it. It was my fault. I couldn't understand what time it was, and actually, I think I was like thinking like, okay, I really want to see like news that really covers it all, but I'm like, with these Democrats or with these liberals, they're gonna piss me off so much, and I guarantee it did. And I was right. I was like, yeah, I know it's so important for me to watch these things, especially the year of the year. It's the most important year in American history, right? 250? Yeah. You gotta be kidding me. It was so absurd to know how long that it was, okay? So, State of the Union. I looked at the highlights. The most disappointing thing that I ever got to see from a Democratic Party. Now, it was so disgusting. I think it was not disappointing. It was a disgusting act based on a political party. You can be any party, and I would still think it's disgusting, even if it's from the Republicans and it's facts. I really do not give a shit of who you are. You could be a liberal and you can love Americans. Me, I'm an American that appreciates the First Amendment. You could call me ugly, you could call me a Nazi, but guess what? I appreciate the fact that you're giving an opinion on something that you believe and perceive me to be. But I can guarantee you that I'm not a Nazi. A neo-Nazi? No. Absolutely not. I do not think my race is more, it's more superior than another race. Let's get that straightened out. I don't care what race you are. If you're an American and you love America, then great. We can be the greatest friends. 300 and what was it? 97? I'm not sure. I had to go back and see, but you guys rock. You guys have stick with me even though I was sick for a long time. And listen, you're American and you like being an American, you love your rights as an American. You know the difference between good and bad. I really want to do more good in this country and actually spread the word out, okay? And it is so absurd that these people do not stand for Americans. They are disregarding the blacks, the Mexicans, and the whites, okay, who are legal here in this country. My dad was a Democrat. Now he's independent. He's not a Republican yet, but he's like, hey, I'm paying health insurance. Now imagine, guys, let me tell you how it is, okay? You're working at a company. The company pays and they have all these benefits, right? I am blessed to have benefits. Most people have to pay out of pocket just to insure themselves. And that's the most craziest thing that for me, when I was unemployed, let's say I was, yes, I was unemployed at one point. I had to do temp jobs after temp jobs in order to pay my bills, okay? And that's the app called Wanolo, okay? I don't need to be referred. Just take it, as I tell you, because it's true. That app definitely helped me in a long run when I needed help and I needed to work fast. And so that app definitely helped me. So with that being said, I was in a tough spot and I don't even know how I got this. But oh yeah, benefits. I didn't have any benefits at one time. Yes, I was fired at one point, and I didn't realize how important it was to be at a job on time and just you being there. It doesn't matter what, situation you're going through. You're having a heartbreak, because a boyfriend or girlfriend happened to break up with you, or there's like situations that's going on in your personal life. Yeah, you have to, communicate with your leadership, but you also have to take responsibility of you being there inside of the workforce. And I didn't have that mentality where I thought I could show up whenever time I want and then they could cut me some slack. No, I already knew for this. I mean, I didn't knew until I actually got fired. And yes, I cried that night because I was like, how the hell am I supposed to pay the bills? And it was so crazy because I had to go back and forth with my stuff. But when it got down to it, where I was actually alone, there was no girlfriends, right? I had to be the one that pays the bills. And it's true. I have, I had 2 jobs, trying to do it back to back, and I failed multiple times. So you can imagine having someone to work 2 full-time jobs, and I know a person that does that, and you have to pay the bills. And it's crazy. It's a survival instinct that you won't notice until you actually do the work and you feel exhausted at the end of the day. But yeah, these people, what I'm trying to say is that they don't know the people that they're trying to gather and trying to vote for them in the future, okay? I cannot stand these fucking people. I can't. My throat is getting dry. I cannot stand these people, and I'm sorry about the language. I cannot stand these people. How they are prioritizing the illegal aliens that doesn't give a shit about our country. And yes, I'm so angry. I was so mad when I saw that. When I saw that they were all standing down, and it is the most disgusting way that you cannot stand, besides having, you know, taxes, I mean, all these other bullshit that they're willing and knowingly wanting to actually hurt more of the public than actually helping them, okay? They love higher taxes because they can, you know, invest in bullshit that they believe in and try to run this country to the ground. It's so insane. And yes, I mean, we got a whole lot of going on, especially with Iran. It's insane. And yes, I believe that the military has more firepower than we actually think. They have advanced military equipment that we do not know about. That's their business to negotiate with the, you know, commander-in-chief, and what plans that they have in order to make this happen. And yes, there's gonna be more body counts. That's it. As sad and as cruel as it sounds, our military serve the country, its people. They swore an oath, dedication to the American Republic. It doesn't matter if you're liberal, if you're Democrat, if you're a Republican like me. You can hate their guts, but guess what? They respect and love this country so much that they are willing to give their life for our freedom, of expression, our freedom of rights, our constitutional rights. Everyone as an American has that right to speak, like I do right now. And I'm just gonna say this a bit, guys, but I feel like there's gonna be more than what we know. It's gonna be crazy. A lot of us, we won't notice until they put the news out there, but they're not gonna do it just yet. And it's all closed doors. It's gonna be crazy how it plays out. I say that there's gonna be more stuff happening, and yes, there's gonna be increased I think police, I think so. They're gonna have more security because of how it's gonna be. I mean, we already know what happened in Texas. Yes, I feel like it's gonna sound crazy, but I guarantee you, if it would have happened in New York, and maybe I'm going off the rails, but let me know if I'm wrong, okay? Let me know if I'm actually lying, or that I sound crazy, because I'm gonna say it. If it was in New York, I think Mamdani would have released that guy. He does not believe in jails, a systematic jail that he perceived to be a social construct, okay? He doesn't believe that people should be in jail. In fact, he believes that maybe there's another approach, like there should be some more counseling, therapy, or something in that matter. Like, it's so weird and it's so twisted. You don't want to believe this guy. And my God, my throat is so dry. I can't really speak anymore. And it's already been 20 minutes. But for the most part, it is crazy. I believe there's going to be more attacks. I'm not saying where because I don't know, but just keep a close eye out. Do not just go freaking like look everywhere at everybody, but know your exits, know exactly where you're parked at, and have social awareness of how people are behaving. If you see something, say something. Do not let that person have a second chance, have a chance at doing something, and it's too late for you to either evacuate or having people to evacuate, because it happens in a second. You won't notice until it's right in front of you, and you're gonna have a moment of traumatized system. I call it that. Okay, you could either freeze, that's a sense of trauma, okay, and you can fight or you can run. There's three options that you can do. You can either run or you can fight. If you're far range, obviously you're gonna take the closest safety, and that's by running and just trying to get the hell out of the situation. And it's scary. I'm telling you this because I care about you guys. Shoot. It's gonna be 21 minutes. I'm gonna have to pause this real quick, but it's okay. Yeah, State of the Union, it's not good, but that was just my saying. I'm just so done with the Democrats. I mean, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Oh, there's one more thing, but I'll probably do that in the other intro of the video, so you guys get to know what I'm trying to say. All right? Yes, I'm talking about Omar and that other bitch. Seriously? Oh, I'm just so sick of them. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna talk about next. So keep tuned, guys. All right? I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.